Example 11 says we have an order for phenobarbital 100 milligrams IV push. It comes available 130 milligrams per milliliter. Now our directions say that for IV use, we need to dilute to 3 milliliters of normal saline for injection. Do not exceed an injection rate of 1 milliliter per minute, and do not use a solution if it is not clear. All right, so part A. Again, this is just baby stepping you through the process of figuring out how many milliliters per minute, and then it also makes you figure seconds per calibration. So it's making you do both methods, but in all reality, you'll probably do one or the other whenever it comes time to being in the field and giving the medication. All right, so part A, what is the total amount of prepared medication in milliliters? So this is where we go back and figure out milliliter per dose. And they did tell us that 1 milliliter has 130 milligrams of medication. Our order tells us that we need to give 100 milligrams per dose. Okay, so milligrams cancel, we have milliliter on top, dose on bottom. So we're going to be doing a 100 divided by 130, and that should give you a 0.8 milliliters. So 0.8 milliliters of phenobarbital. Now, we do need to dilute it, okay? So it says to dilute to 3 milliliters of normal saline. So part B, the total amount of diluted medication in milliliters. Well, that's 3 milliliters worth, right? So 0.8 milliliters is the medication, and what does that leave? 2.2 milliliters of normal saline, okay? But for the total amount, it's going to be 3 milliliters. All right, part C, how many minutes is it going to take? Well, it says to do not exceed an injection rate of 1 milliliter per minute. I have to give 3 milliliters of medication. Only 0.8 is medication, right? But 0.8 milliliters in that, or sorry, try again. I only have to give 0.8 milliliters of medication, but there are 3 milliliters in that syringe. Okay, so when I'm talking about how many minutes to administer, it's based on that 3 milliliters in the syringe. Okay, because that 0.8 is now all mixed in with all that normal saline, so we can't divvy it out again. It's going to be 3 milliliters that we have to give. And we give 1 milliliter per minute, so it should take us 3 minutes to give all 3 milliliters. Now, part D, on the next page, is going to ask, what is your milliliter per minute to be administered? So this is where we take our answer on B and C and divide them, right? We take our milliliters and divide it by the minutes. So we'll say 3 milliliters divided by 3 minutes should give us a 1 milliliter per minute. Now, that is the injection rate that they gave us, right? Do not exceed an injection rate of 1 milliliter per minute. So, yeah, we kind of knew that one going in, but we can verify that too. All right, so that was your first method. Now the second method is going to set you up for seconds per calibration. So what is the total number of calibrations for our diluted medication? So we said we had to give 3 milliliters, right? If we go back and look, part B, 0.8 milliliters of medication, but 3 milliliters in that syringe. So if we have filled it up to the 3 mil mark, how many calibration markings is that? Well, there's 5, 10, 15. There should be 15 calibrations between 0 and 3 for this syringe. They're all different. How many seconds is it going to take to give this medication? Well, remember we said it was going to take 3 minutes, right? To give all 3 milliliters, it had to take 3 minutes. Seconds, though. We need to change it into seconds. So every minute is 60 seconds. So let's just multiply that 3 by 60, and we get 180. So part G, seconds per calibration. We're going to take our seconds and we're going to divide it by the calibrations. So 180 divided by 15 should give you 12. 12 seconds per calibration. So you got to count to 12 as you slowly push through one. Count to another 12 as you slowly push through that next calibration. It's going to take a long time. In fact, it's going to take 3 minutes. Right?